All right, so today we're gonna continue with what we've been working on our knee shield position. Everything that we do today is gonna be off of a cross grip on this far arm. So, normal knee shield position. I've got my shin across my partner's body, got the hand either on the shoulder or inside the gi, elbow underneath, and this hand is gonna manage this hand, because what I can absolutely not have is this hand gripping my collar and him being able to break my posture down like this, okay? So, I'm managing this hand anyway. Whenever I get the opportunity, I'm gonna pass this hand across, I'm gonna go cross grip, I'm gonna pull this in, I'm gonna put my elbow into my hip. Doesn't really matter too much if he grips my gi on this side now, but as long as I've got this away from this side of the collar and I've got this gripped onto my own hand. So this first one, we're gonna start off as simple as, we're gonna reach down and we're gonna grab hold of the trousers about midway. A couple of reasons for that. Number one, because he's kneeling, probably going to be quite difficult to get a grip by the knee because it's going to be really tight. But also I'm going to be kicking him in this direction. So I want to make sure that number one, he can't flare his knee. So my forearm is going to block this. And also number two, that he's not able to flare his foot either. So when I try to sweep him over, he's not going to pull the foot out. So halfway down, so I block his knee and block the lower part of his leg. Now, when I'm ready to go, I'm basically just gonna do a scissor with my legs. So this top leg is gonna kick into his ribs. The second leg is gonna kick his bottom leg out, blocking here. And we're gonna scissor over the top. Punch the leg through, pull yourself up, and through into a mount position, or whatever scramble the position provides. Yeah, you might not be able to push that leg through, so then we'll just scramble off, but looking to get to the top. So we're in our position, controlling this far arm. We're gonna reach across and we're gonna pull this arm in tight. Reaching down, control midway down the pant level. I'm gonna kick my leg into his ribs as I take this second leg out, making sure I block his leg and pulling the leg in at the same time. If I wanted to, I just keep this arm up, I can take this leg off and just pull myself up into like an open style type guard. So really, really simple to start. You're probably not going to catch many of the higher ranks with this, but this is certainly one that we can start setting up other techniques with. So if he starts trying to base himself or balance himself, we can switch into different techniques, which we'll do in a second. So we've got this cross grip. If he's got a grip on the here, this has to be a priority to get rid of. So we're going to go 2 on 1, strip the grip off, pull it across the body, grip the pants, scissor, pull myself up to the top position. Okay? So let's start with a knee shield scissor sweep. 1, 2, 3. So off of the same grip that we've got here, this 2 on 1. So let's say that maybe we went for this first sweep and this happened. So I go for the first sweep and he does what he naturally wants to do. He wants to put his hand out to base. So instead of letting him base and then me just wasting a load of energy trying to kick him in that direction, what I'm going to change this up to now is a Shaolin sweep, or a coin sweep, you might have seen it called. So as he starts to base his arm out, I'm going to make like this rainbow with my arm. I'm going to pull his arm through to the far side. I'm going to punch his leg down. Now I'm going to kick my legs over the top, and we're going to roll to the top position. We're going to end up in half guard position, but we've got a really good position here to start locking in. Maybe start looking for our first submission, or just looking to pass the guard really. So this one's done a little bit better with a little bit of momentum. So we've got the grip, we try to pull this across, maybe gone for the first sweep, maybe I haven't even gone for the first sweep, maybe I've just got the grip out on this side. As I start to go, I'm gonna rainbow this arm around. The goal is to try to pull this arm all the way down. As his body starts to commit on top of me and the leg starts to become light, I'm going to start to punch it down as well. So basically his arms and his legs are going in that direction and my body's going to go in this direction. So we end up just doing the backwards roll. So as we pull across here, we pull him on top, look towards his hips, and then backwards roll over. So if I haven't got him on top of me here, basically I'm just going to do this and roll over the top of my shoulder. So we've got the cross grip, we've got the pant grip, We're gonna rainbow it around. Roll through, and up into this top position. Okay? So a little bit more technical, a little bit more difficult as far as the mechanics of our body working. But once we get the push down of the arms and legs and the backwards roll working, really, really easy to come to that top position. All right, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. All right, good. So this time for the next one. So we're not going to make a cross grip this time. We've initially got this grip. You should have this grip anyway. Whether you've got a grip on the sleeve, whether you've got a grip on the wrist, we should have hold of this grip. So again, he can't grab hold of the gi. When I'm ready to go, or maybe like when I'm like pulling him around, he's trying to like put his pressure through, this little gap is where I'm aiming for. So when I'm ready, I'm gonna kick my leg out of the knee shield. I'm gonna reach up on the inside here. I'm gonna come up to my elbow, and I'm gonna reach across to the far side. So like in modern jiu-jitsu, this is called the octopus guard, this position here, where we've reached up. We want to take our fingers, we're going to reach into the armpit on the far side. We want to try to keep good pressure with our elbow down. One of the main defenses that my partner has in this position is to take his left arm and reach in front of my face for a cross face, here like this. And he's going to try to push me back down to the floor. I have to make sure that I've got good posture with my head up nice and high, good elbow pressure, so when he tries to reach for that cross face, it's really difficult for him to find. So a few different cool things we can do from this position, but again, we're going to keep it super simple. We're going to go for just a basic hip bump sweep from this position. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. Number one way, which is not my preference, is to take the hand that's here, reach across, block the knee, and bump over. You can see the problem with that, in that as soon as I let go of his body and I try to bump him over, his hand becomes available for him to reach over and start basing his hand or going in for the crossface. So the way I prefer to do this is come down to the elbow. I still like to come from this height because it gives me a bit of momentum. Down to the knee, then bumping my hips over and coming to this top, like reverse half guard position. Control the leg on the far side so he's not able to get any sort of like butterfly hook in underneath the leg. So we're going to control that. Back step out. Coming in underneath the knees. Now, this arm that's underneath the body, eventually we're going to want to take that out. But just for a little bit of extra pressure, as long as we don't overcommit, that, ooh, was that a little crack?
Yeah, it's not.
Nice. So a little bit of pressure through the spine. But when we're ready, we're just gonna take the hand out, turn in, this position as well, where we come over the top of the arm, disgusting position for the person on the bottom. So again, starting from the knee shield, here we've got the control of this far arm. We're playing a knee shield, he's putting some pressure through. As soon as I get the opportunity, the arm comes over, we're gonna kick the top leg out of the knee shield. Reach through, come up to your elbow, reach across to the far side. Being on my elbow at this point is not great because our heads are in line, really easy for him to get that cross face. So I'm gonna come up to the hand so I get good posture. Fingers go into the armpit and they don't move from there. When I'm ready, I'm gonna drop, block the knee, and then bridge off my foot on the far side, roll through into this reverse half guard position. It's kind of already got that little butterfly hook in there. So I'm gonna control, punch the legs apart, back step out, control the legs. Bit of pressure if I wish, or just take the arm out, and as we start to spin in, we can loop up around the arm, get a good pressure position. So let's look to go up into the octopus guard from knee shield, and then just a basic hip bump sweep. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good. So last one that we're gonna do, again, we're gonna get the grip on the same side. When I'm ready, I'm gonna kick my knee shield through and punch this arm in to the inside of his leg. Really important it goes to the inside of the leg, so if it goes to the outside, he's obviously still gonna be able to base his hand out. So when I'm ready, I'm gonna punch this down into the inside, kick through, and I'm gonna go underhook. Now, he's probably gonna try to smash me back down. As he smashes me back down, I'm gonna do a little hip movement, and I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna bring my butterfly hook in on the far side. So Just kick my knee shield, leg through, little hip movement if you need, and bring your foot in for the butterfly hook. When I'm ready to go, I'm going to start to lift on that far butterfly hook, making sure, I don't know if you can see my left knees on the outside, very important, the knees on the outside. Then I'm going to take the other foot off, I'm going to put the ball of the foot on the floor. Then I'm going to start to lift my hips. I could just kick him over, that piece relatively light, but if you've got a heavier opponent, it's much better, or someone who's stubborn with their base. Put the ball of the foot to the floor, lift the hips, and sweep over to the top position. One of the best sweeps in jiu-jitsu, I think, that butterfly sweep. So, we're controlling the knee shield. We grip, we push through, we kick, we come up to the underhook. Just a grip on the belt is good in this position, but must keep this hand to the inside. And you see how my hips are on the side. I'm not allowing him to flatten me out to the floor. Little hip movement, butterfly hook comes in on the far side. Now as I start to lift, it gives me space to take my foot out, put the ball of the foot on the floor, sweep over, and to the top position. So one more time. So we start, knee shield, we make our grip here, we punch in, we sit up, we make the belt grip. Move, we get the butterfly hook in, sweep to the top. As long as all the mechanics are in the right place, the arms away from the base, the butterfly hook's in, super easy sweep to do. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, last one.